So don't let them steal your life.
What is up, guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Morgan, and if you're new, make sure you subscribe and turn on my post notifications to see my videos every single week. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing how I film and edit my YouTube videos, so let's get straight into it. Editing is one of my favorite parts of YouTube, and I feel like if you want to be a YouTuber, you have to at least somewhat like editing. If you don't, then it's just not going to be fun and it's going to feel like a chore for you. And it can be time consuming, which is why you should definitely film your videos a couple of days in advance, because otherwise you're just going to be stressed, you're going to be panicking, you're going to be just like quickly editing. It's going to be a whole mess. I say this as I'm filming a video literally the day before it's uploaded, so it will be uploaded tomorrow. So I not only have to film this video, but I have to edit it. Starting with how I film, so I use the Canon G7X, which is a vlog camera. You obviously can film videos on your iPhone if you don't want to go out and buy a camera because you're just starting YouTube. I, however, live for my camera. I love my camera and I cannot handle filming on an iPhone. There's just a few less features on a phone than there is on a camera. For example, my camera has the beauty filter on it, like the blurring sort of, like, I love it, I love her. I didn't know it existed till a few videos ago. I've had this camera for like 2 years now. It's not like on TikTok where it completely like beautifies your face. It's just a little bit of a smoothing filter. You can also adjust the brightness, which you can do on an iPhone. It's just a little bit more complicated. When I adjust the brightness on my camera, I adjust it and it stays at that brightness. There's also the cool feature of blurring the background. You can choose whether or not it's like completely blurred behind you, or it's just a little bit like you are the center, you are the moment. And in terms of other filming equipment, I just have some random like cheap tripod that I stick my camera on, and then I have a ring light. The lighting's not good, but I have a ring light. This is just from Kmart. And then obviously the final thing for editing is an editing software, which I use Imovie, which comes with every single Apple device to exist. So as you know, I have my iMac, I edit on that. I also have a MacBook, but it's kind of like in the screen, doesn't stay up. I personally prefer Final Cut Pro, I'm not gonna lie. I've used Final Cut Pro on an old laptop. It's the editing software of my dreams, but it's just a little bit expensive at $500. So iMovie is great. It's good for beginners. It can do everything you need. You honestly don't need any sort of like paid software, especially if you're just starting out. The next thing when it comes to filming and editing is planning out your video. Always have your videos planned out. Always have at least like 2 to 3 videos planned in advance. For example, I honestly just have on my notes app on my phone, I have the dates that I'm going to be uploading and the videos that I plan on going up. Then I will go into more detail, especially for a video like this where I'm editing, and I will have like everything that I plan on talking about. If it's just a simple video, say for example a morning routine, you can do what you do in your morning, but you don't have to go into detail with your notes. Whereas a video like this, I have detailed notes on like every single thing that I want to share. So getting started with my editing process, I'm going to show you the basics of editing, everything I do, and my first look through all of the clips that I have filmed. I have an SD card reader to upload all of the footage from my camera onto my computer, and then I drag those all into iMovie. So starting off in iMovie, I'm going to drag all of my clips that I have just filmed from my introduction onto the screen. So the very first thing I do is I split all the clips and I take out any little things that I don't want in there, any sentences that just are irrelevant or prolong the video more than necessary. To do this is just splitting clips. The shortcut for this is Command B, so I will do that, and then I will go and I will delete the clips. So at the moment I'm not actually listening to these clips, I'm just cutting out any sort of like pauses, and then I will go through and I'll listen to what I've just done. What's up, guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So along with this, another few things with the basics of editing are zooming in, so the little like, well, I just did it right there. Hopefully my editing skills, we did it. So for example, if I wanted to make something comedic or do a little bit of a thing that exaggerates a clip, I will go up here, I will click the little square crop box. So for the clip that you wanted for comedic purposes, or like any sort of dramatic thing that you wanted to do, you're just gonna zoom in onto the clip, and then it'll end up like this. And it just zooms in a little bit. Along with this, if you wanted a prolonged zoom, so that is when you use Ken burns. So for that clip, for example, if I wanted to slowly zoom in, I would do Ken burns. It starts at the normal clip and then it ends cropped in. So if you were trying to zoom in on a certain thing, say there was something funny about my hair and I wanted to zoom in on it, so then I would do this.
Zoom and edit my YouTube.
And it would zoom in just like that. Another little editing trick is for a clip, if you wanted it to say be upside down. I don't know why you'd want it to be upside down, but sometimes there's just things that you want to do to your videos for comedic or dramatic effect. So if you wanted to, for example, have something up and down, all you need to do is go to this little button here and click it twice, and then your clip would suddenly just be upside down. Something else if you want to do is coloring. I feel like this is more important when you're using Final Cut Pro because you can do color grading, whereas on iMovie color grading is a little bit more difficult, and changing the colors on things I personally don't really like to do unless I desperately need to. Say your clip was too dark, you can go in here, click the little color button, and you can just adjust the lighting. So this is adjusting the highlights right here. You can also adjust the saturation. That makes my hair look really red. And you can also adjust the tone of the video, which means you can do warm tones or cool tones. And so if you had any sort of color grading that you wanted to do a video, all you need to is play along with these clips. You can also do automatic color. So for example, if you click this little button up here and then you click match color, so if you wanted to match color to another clip, if you wanted all your clips to be the same sort of lighting, coloring, all you have to do is click on the clip that you've already colored, and then you can go ahead and color every single clip that you do. So the next thing that I want to talk about is adding text to a clip. Obviously iMovie has text that you can add in, and they have all of their fonts. I personally don't use the iMovie text at all. I don't like it. I refuse to use it. So for this, I'm going to go into Google, which has a bunch of things already open, and I'm going to go onto Canva, which is a free website, and it is the best thing. I've talked about this previously. It is the best thing in the world. I use this for everything. I use this for my thumbnails. I use it for my transitions. I use this for my text. So for example, I'm going to do create a design, do YouTube video chapter, which is then going to open up a new document. So if I'm just adding text, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to make it green, and then I'm going to choose my text, and I'm just going to do add a heading. We're just going to do add text here, and then you can change to any font you want. They have so many fonts. They do have a monthly subscription for certain features or certain things that you might want to use. However, you don't have to. They still have plenty of options. So for example, say I want this text. For that, you can also do effects. So for example, I personally like to do shadows. So for this, because my text is black, I'm going to do a white shadow. I'm going to up the transparency. I'm going to blur it just slightly. I'm going to have it offset quite a bit, and then you can change the direction that shadow goes into. So then here, all you need to do is you need to go share, and you go download, and you download this. I downloaded it as a PNG, and then it'll download onto your screen, and then you can drag it into iMovie. I go here, I'm going to drag it into iMovie, and then once it's in iMovie, you're going to do is going to click up here, you're going to push green/blue screen. You also need to, for text, to turn the Ken burns off so that it doesn't just have the text zooming in. You would then have text on your videos, which is super duper fun. I love using text. I love Canva. I love editing. So the next thing I'm going to show you is transition, which you would have just seen as a clip saying transitions, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. Going into Canva again, and I'm actually just going to use the same video chapter that I just used, except instead of a green screen, I'm going to change the color to what I want. I feel like maybe we'll do a better color than gray. I feel like gray is not the best thing to be using. I'm wearing green, so I feel like we do green, but I'm going to just like make it quite a mint green, maybe a darker mint green. There we go. So I'm going to go and I'm going to type in transitions, and then I'm just going to play around with the text and put it where I want it, have the font that I want. So I'm honestly just going to leave it with the black text. I'm probably going to change the font because I don't actually like this font that much. It's just the first one I click. What you really have to do is just like click through every font to exist and find the one that you personally like, because everybody has a font preference. So I'm going to use this font, which is called Araby. We're just gonna roll with it. To make this what I would deem to be a transition is I'm gonna go here, click the 3 dots, and I'm then gonna click, I don't know why I hadn't full sized the screen. So what I'm gonna do is with this, I'm gonna push animate, which then is gonna animate your text, which is gonna make it more of a transition rather than just text popping up on the screen. So for this, there is so many different sort of text things that you can do. I'm gonna use the typewriter one, and it's gonna be on entry, and then you can adjust the speed that it types at. So I'm gonna do a little bit faster than the normal. Something else that you might wanna do for a transition, for example, example, if you're doing sort of like an entry video, so say it's like when you have one set of text pop up and then another set of text pop up, just to make a cool sort of introduction. So for this, for example, if I was trying to make maybe like an intro to a video, I would then click on the clip and I would do another clip, so transitions. I'm then going to move this up to the top, and then in the second clip I'm gonna make this just slightly smaller. So I'm going to have that first one, it's going to be 2 seconds long. So if I play this, it's going to come across my screen. For the second clip, I'm then going to copy the text and put it back into this clip so that text is still there, and then I'm going to copy it again because I want to use the same font, and I'm going to put it down below. For example, I would do transitions to improve your editing, and then I'm obviously going to make the second one a whole lot, maybe not that small, but I'm going to make it a whole lot smaller, and then maybe you want to have a different font for that second one, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to animate this text as well. Okay, we're going to do a pop on that. For this first set of things, I'm actually going to take off the typewriter, so I'm going to, okay, so basically there's just a button down the bottom that says remove animation. I've made this clip stay the same because obviously the animation happens on the first clip, and then this pops in. Oh, I'm actually going to shorten these clips a fair amount. That's just a fun, cool transition or introduction to a video. I'm then going to go ahead and I'm going to go save this. So I'm going to go download. So then all you have to do is download this and drag it onto your video there, and then you will do a transition. The next thing is sound effects, which I feel can make or break a video. There are so many sound effects that you can use. There are so many in Imovie, or there are ones you can download. For example, the clip that I've just done, that transitions, as you can see, it had the typewriter on it. So on my computer, I have saved a sound that is a typewriter sound. What you need to do is go search typewriter sound effect into YouTube. This first one here that pops up is the one that I have downloaded. So then you would click on this, which is just typewriter sound. You click command copy and you copy the YouTube link. You go up above and you go YouTube to MP3. So this is how you save any sort of music, any sort of sound effects that you want from YouTube. I've already downloaded it, and then if you have Apple Music, it'll save into your Apple Music, or if it doesn't let you, because it doesn't let me, all you have to do is drag this clip that's downloaded and you drag it into a folder. So for example, I have this music folder in my top right hand corner of my computer on my desktop, and that has all of my sound effects saved into it. For that little typewriter effect, I have it saved along with some other music and some other sound effects. So I would drag that into Imovie, and then wherever the typewriting ends, you're obviously going to split it because the typewriter sound goes on for a little bit longer than you probably have the typing of the text. So for that second clip, I'm going to exit out again, and I have another little sound effect which is called bottle cork. So then not only do you have the typewriter, but you also have where it pops. The next thing is music, which goes right along with sound effects. Like I showed you with the sound effects, you can find so much music on YouTube. All you need to do is search up copyright-free music into YouTube and you will find a whole variety of audios. So the music I use is from this YouTube account here, which is the audio library, and they upload so many different copyright-free lots of music. You can find any sort of copyright-free music on here. With a lot of these audios, or any sort of audio you find on YouTube, you do want to credit the artist, because even though it's copyright free, you want to get the title and you want to get the artist name and you want to put it in your description box, because a lot of these are only free if you do that, and you definitely need to give credit to the artist. So in a lot of my videos, I have background music playing and I often just have it really down low, but it's there. Finally, one of the things that I have used in previous video is an overlay. Say you want to like put a head on top of your head for a comedic effect, or you're doing a what's on my iPhone video and you have your screen recording placed in an iPhone, which is what I'm going to show you right now. In my editing, I have just found a clip on YouTube of like an iPhone overlay. You obviously, the one thing I struggle with iMovie is the fact that you cannot overlay 2 clips at once. So what you want to do with, say, an iPhone clip, I'm going to grab a background. So I'm going to go click on backgrounds and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a green screen in and I'm going to put the iPhone over the top. So with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do picture in picture. So that's very different shades of green for starters. I'm going to adjust this little green screen. So then, for example, if you're doing a what's on my iPhone video, say that you were sitting on the right hand side and your phone was on the left, And then what you do with this clip is you're gonna have it in a separate video. You're gonna save it, and so that it has the clip like this as one clip rather than the two, because you cannot overlay more than one thing at once. I have as an example one of the videos that I previously done, which is reacting to my old TikToks. So what it'll look like is you have the little iPhone overlay. What you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your screen recording, you're gonna put that over the top, and then you're gonna do picture in picture, and you are gonna drag your screen onto the little iPhone, and you go ahead and you save this, and then you'll put it over the top of your clip. So then, as you can see in this video, which is reacting to my TikToks, I have that little iPhone screen. So I had saved the screen recording. I've overlaid it over the top of my talking, my whatever I'm saying in the video, and I've just green/blue screened it. And so that has then gone over as an overlay, as a little iPhone. So then some other little overlays you're gonna want are probably a subscribe overlay, a social media overlay, and maybe a thumbs up. So for example, what I did is I'm gonna show you my thumbs up overlay, which is saved into my YouTube folder. So basically with this little thumbs up, it's a little green screen which I found on YouTube. All you need to do is save that as an MP4 to your computer, green screen this, and it has a little thumbs up. I've done this over the upside down clip, which is kind of funny. And with this, I actually like to pair it with the bottle cork sound. So then I would go ahead and I would drag in my little bottle cork, so like that, and then the little thumbs up pops up. And that was all my little editing tips and tricks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe, turn on my post notifications, follow all of my social media, which will be in the description box down below, and give this video a little thumbs up. I don't know how I said a little thumbs up. Give it a big thumbs up. And I hope to see you in my next video.